Well, and we break it down kind of swell. It's the daily go get a mism show. We gonna break it down, get it poppin' with your man. Oh, and everything is gonna be alright, and everything is gonna be alright. Think it won't, and everything is gonna be alright, and everything is gonna be alright. Take a rest now. Everything is gonna be okay. We do it like this, do it your way, my way, and as long as everything turns out right, we get the thing popping on a Wednesday night. It is the DG show now, and I got this flow, and I feel kind of good when I'm coming on through. That's why I got a little topic I'm about to talk to you. Tonight we're gonna get a little deep and a little abrasive. Tonight we're talking about preparing yourself for impotence and abstinence. Preparing yourself for impotence and abstinence. You know, this is not a popular topic among people who are enjoying their lives, living their lives, are still in their reproductive years and things like that. You don't ever want to think about a time when you're not able to have sex. But there comes times in people's lives when they really aren't able to have sex. And we're going to talk about it from a different perspective because, in this day's society, so much emphasis is put on sexual activity to the point where on social media, you would almost think that nothing else matters in life or nothing else is fun or you can't do anything else to enjoy your life besides have sex. So tonight, I want to talk about some of the things that you may enjoy in your life as much as you enjoy having sex. And that's taken for granted that you even enjoy sex, because there's a large portion of the population that don't enjoy sex, and that's female and male and female. You wouldn't think that men don't like it, but I know, and it shows for some. Sometimes it can cause problems for some, son. So we're going to get into that tonight. So hold on to your hat, baby. Put your seatbelt on because this is going to be a bumpy ride. We're going to get into something. We're going to really get our swizzerve on. We're going to get a swizzerve on. Sucre Chatois, what's going on, ma? Thanks for coming on through and saying hi. And Stacy White, what's going on? Right, thanks for coming on through tonight. And Carol Chamberlain, my very good friend. And T. Carrie Wright, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples go in your sight. And Emily Dunlap is in the house. Wow, she about to turn it out. What's going on, teacher? 11:30. Thanks for coming on through. So, Shirley Show, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Shirley Show, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. All right. So, preparing for impotence and abstinence. It ain't what you think it's going to be. Watch it don't be. Watch it don't be what you think it's going to be, because you probably think you already know what I'm going to say. But think about all the things I've said over the years that you had no idea I was going to say no shit like that. Well, if you think that it was like that before, wait till you see this shit. So you could pinky swear me all day. Put your pinky up. Come on, don't my pinky. My pinky ain't dirty. I mean, so yeah, pinky. All right, let's get it popping. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this your daily, the daily go get 'emism show. We do this every single day, every day it rains. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. We break it down, baby. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. I'm your host, Sun 752. AKA Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. It is the Daily Go Get 'Emism show. And tonight on the Daily Go Get 'Emism Show, we getting a little deep on this hump day, baby. On this August 11th, the 11th for Leo, y'all know that tomorrow was my show. So tonight, on the Daily Go Get 'Emism Show, we are asking the question. No, we're not asking no question. We're making a statement. We're telling a story. We're putting it all out there. Preparing for impotence and abstinence. Preparing for impotence and abstinence. Now, this is not a medical show. This is not going to be a medical show. If anything, this is going to be an emotional show. This is going to be a thought-provoking show. This is going to be a mental exercise show. I mean, whether men like to deal with the topic or not, sexual dysfunction, or should I say, erectile dysfunction is a serious thing in men. It's real. It's very real. And it's not something that we like to talk about. Men don't even like to talk about it for fear that they might jinx themselves. You know what I'm saying? You know, some of y'all getting something tonight. Y'all want to be like, nah. I want to think about it. I don't want to think about no shit like that tonight. I'm getting with this new shorty. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that I can get with shorty and get naughty and make sure that I don't have to drink me up a 40. But speaking of 40 ounces, many men drink and smoke. And many men drink and smoke and overeat. And when men drink, smoke, and overeat over the course of their lives, it can cause them a host of health problems. And it can take you out of the game early. You can start losing your dick strength as early as 25, 30 years old. It's a reality for some people. It sounds crazy, but I've known cats that damn near took themselves out of the game because they were living a lifestyle that wasn't conducive to their good health. So, in order for a man's dick to get hard, he has to be healthy. He has to have good cardiovascular health. You got a bad heart. And listen, man, I'm going to just tell you, I'm going to just put it out there. And I'm not trying to snitch on nobody, but I'm going to just keep it real because women know if you've ever dealt with a man that has a heart condition, you was dealing with a man that you wasn't having sex with. In order for a man's dick to get hard, he has to have good blood flow going to his penis. You don't have good blood flow going to your dick ain't getting hard. Yeah, you can see beauty all you want and desire, but your man ain't going to work. He's going to fail you. In this situation, a man is experiencing sexual dysfunction, erectile dysfunction, and guess what? He's pretty much preparing himself or already experiencing early signs of impotence. Early signs. It's not that it can't be corrected, but he's already showing early signs. But guess what else is happening? And this is something that we don't think about all the time. His woman is preparing herself for abstinence. Because if you're in love with a man, and I mean really in love with a man that can't perform sexually, and you're not the type of woman that steps out on her man, guess what happens? He ain't having sex and neither are you. He ain't having sex, you ain't having sex either. So let's say he's 43 years old and his man is pretty much on limp. And she's in love with this man. She really loves him. She not, this shit ain't for play. He ain't just something to do for her. She's been with this man for a long time. Maybe even has kids with this man. Maybe he is married to this man. So she's going to try to work with him while he's going through his thing because she feels for him and she also understands. She has a kind heart. She's compassionate and she's unselfish. So she's not worrying about her own pleasure, which in many ways isn't fair. she's still young enough, still young, virile in her own right, and she should be able to get her shit off. But she's dealing with a man who can't help her do that. Now he can lick himself to to success. But every woman don't like to be licked all the time. Some women like to be stuck. Like the licking might be the warm up. But after that, she's like, nah, you got to jump on top of me and pound me away as if you were trying to drive a nail. I want you to pound me the way a 5-year-old would try to drive a nail. Because, 5-year-old is having the hard time with the hammer. Boom. But he's swinging. Anyway. It's cola ring banging. That's good shit here. But like I said, he's impotent and she's abstinent. She's not celibate because, she might have some toys. She might, get a shit popping with Bob, battery operated boy or whatever the last B is. Pardon me for not knowing. Robin Ming, my big sis here doing a thing. Good to see me some you. But yeah. So he's impotent. It may be reversible, but for the time being, neither one of you are having sex because of one of you. So you kind of holding up the game, but your woman is holding it down for you. Okay. You holding up the show, I should say. You're holding up the show. And your woman is being understanding about this. And that's a great thing. It really is. It's beautiful. But y'all are experiencing this problem. You're going through impotence, erectile dysfunction, and she's going through abstinence, involuntary abstinence. She is abstaining from sex because you can't have sex with her. But like I said, you could do oral, you could still do compassionate touching, you could still have intimacy. You just can't have any penetration with a real dick. There are some men out there who actually use dildos on their women. They like, look, when I find me a Nola Darling, remember Nola Darling? She was in that movie, that Spike Lee joint, the first one. She's Gotta Have It. She was a very sexually, I don't even want to say she was promiscuous, even though she was rotating between 4 dudes, but she was sexually free. It's a very meaningful movie. If you never saw She's Gotta Have It, so check that shit out. Spike was a genius. Still is. It was a monumental piece of work. It was a monumental piece of work. But anyway, so this erectile dysfunction and this abstinence might not have been something that either party had prepared for. It just sort of snuck up on them. And there are other things that can cause erectile dysfunction in men. Diabetes. Diabetics have a hard time, with sex because you need that blood flow. But for a man, it's a problem. And if you have at the top of the show, I was talking about if you are a drinker, you may drink excessively, and you may smoke cigarettes. That's a dick killer. Trust me, you ain't gonna make it to 50 and still have no dick left. All right, maybe I don't know. All right, what do I know? I'm speculating, though. I'm speculating. Okay. But you drink excessively and you smoke and you might overeat. If you're an overeater, that means that you're going to gain a lot of weight. And for a man, the more weight he starts to pack on, that's not a good thing for the dick. It's not a good look. It's not. It's just not a good look for the dick. Speaking of look for the dick, some men can't see their dick. Stomach is over the dick. You know what I mean? They might have that. Listen, every man don't hang around. Some men don't hang around. Some men close to the body. You know, they got the close to the body joint. You know what I'm saying? This shit don't come off. So you got the hangers, and then you got the, and for the ones who got the close to the body, you know, they got the little knob. You might not see that shit. I'll never forget my old head. I'm just keeping it up. I'll never forget my old head telling me about how he had just saw his dick. He hadn't seen his dick in years. He had put on weight, and he had the close to the body knob. He had the close to the body knob. He started losing weight because he was sick. He said, yeah, you know, I lost weight though, but nah, I finally seen my dick. I ain't seen my dick outside of a mirror in a minute. And I remember him talking about that shit. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, oh, you know what I mean? I hadn't seen my dick in a minute. I guess he assumed that most men got the knob. I'm like, so you don't hang around? Nah, I guess he ain't hang around. He ain't around. He couldn't hang out. He couldn't hang out. Oh shit. These joints dirty? I can't see shit out these joints. Hold on. Grits and wavy and grits. I said grits and wavy and grits. I said grits and wavy and grits. Thanks for coming on through, and you know that you're the. Thanks for coming through, man. Appreciate you. I still don't like that. Much better. Mucho mejor. Mucho mejor. All right. Oh, Wavy said they did a remake of that movie a couple of years ago. Really? Okay. I think I saw that movie in like 1986 and 1987. It was pretty explicit. I was like, go, Spike. It's pretty explicit. No, we got room. We got room. Okay. All right. Let me see. So, yeah. So, like I said, all types of physical ailments can have an adverse effect on your ability to achieve an erection, brothers. So you got to take care of yourself. And a lot of men choose not to take care of themselves. So you got the fat boys doing their thing. And then you got the drinkers and the smokers and all of that. You know, all these cats smoking weed, it ain't sweet like that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't sweet like that. Studies say that weed smoking a lot of weed doesn't have an effect on your ability to achieve an erection. But if you talk to most chicks that deal with a dude who smoke weed all the time, they'll tell you, yo, this nigga can't. I'm trying to tell you, this shit dead in the water. They'll tell you. Listen, his fish is swimming upside down and can't swim right side up. The fish is swimming upside down and is not backstroking. His fish is swimming upside down. Yeah. His fish is swimming upside down, and I ain't joking. His fish swimming upside down, and he ain't backstroking. His fish is swimming the right side wrong, and I ain't joking. It's bad, yo. It made me mad in the beginning, but I know that I can't be like, yo, that shit is whack. I gotta deal with that. I said, yo, what the fuck's going on? Yeah, I see what's happening. Yo, word is more. Yo. Oh, Grizzly Wavy says, oh, not a movie. They made it into a TV series in 2019. Oh, I didn't know that. My brother from another mother, Norris Hill, sit back, relax, do your thing, Max, and chill. Good to see me some of you, my brother. Good to see me some of you. So, yeah. So, besides the mental part of it, a lot of men might experience erectile dysfunction because of their lifestyle. So, you drink too much, you want to slow that down. You smoke too much, you want to cut that out. But even those who smoke weed, who claim that, I don't smoke no cigarettes, I only smoke weed and I'm good. Like, okay. Y'all girlfriends and wives say y'all not good. But I understand the internet has defended y'all, because I was looking on the internet to back up what I've been hearing from chicks. And it wasn't that they was pretty much saying like, nah, actually, weed can actually be an aphrodisiac. I'm like, but like excessive, like I'm talking about niggas who be, you chain smoke reefer. Okay. But it is what it is. You think it ain't when it is. You think it won't when it whiz. So yeah, that can have an adverse effect on your ability to achieve erection. Now, what I really wanted to talk about tonight is whether you're a man or a woman, if you enjoy sex, have you thought about your future and the possibilities that something could happen to you and you would not be able to have sex anymore? So, have you thought about what things you enjoy in life as much as you enjoy sex? Taking into consideration that you enjoy sex at all, because many people do not enjoy sex. And guess what? They're not all women. People think that men love sex so much, we just always trying to get up in something, bust a nut, whether it takes 2 minutes or an hour, but it's not true. For a lot of men, they have the same social problems as it relates to sex as women do. You know how a lot of women associate having sex with, first of all, I'm not with a man or haven't been with a man that allows me to achieve an orgasm, which may be a really big problem. And then on top of that, you may have women who achieve an orgasm, but take sex so seriously that it starts to fuck with their head. So the person that they have sex with, if they enjoy having sex with that person, it ties them to that person emotionally. And if that person is emotionally unavailable, then having sex for them is problematic for the woman. For the woman, having sex is problematic for her because she wants to be with a man who really only wants to fuck her. And he may not even really want to do all of that. So a lot of women do not enjoy sex. Even women who enjoy sex may not enjoy the politics of sex, sexual activity, the politics of sexual behavior. That's one of the reasons. I ain't gonna speak for y'all, ladies, but that may be one of the reasons that you hear a lot of women running around talking about, Nah, I'm shutting this thing down for a while. Shop is getting shut down, and it ain't gonna be open for a minute. It's closed down indefinitely. Mm-mm. Nah, nigga. This ain't Mickey Howard, in love under new management. This is just closed the fuck down. We lost our lease. And we liquidating. We out of here. Real shit. And then there are men who may not be particularly good at sex. So imagine you not really being able to have sex very well, but you are in love with a woman who really likes to have sex, but you're not able to please her. It's real shit. You may be with a woman who really likes to have sex, but for some reason, you're not able to please her. I'm not going to talk about the size of your dick or nothing like that, because there are other ways to please a woman besides banging her back out. Don't get me wrong. I would choose to bang her back out, but everybody, listen, it's not about this. Listen, I'm just saying. Imagine being with a woman that you're in love with, and you're not able to get her to achieve an orgasm, and you know that she's a Nola darling. She likes to have sex. So she's going to go and get it from somewhere else, even if she hasn't announced it. Or maybe you just think in your mind that she doesn't love you enough to hold it down for you and wait for you. So you think that she's going to go out and find somebody else. Either way, the scenario is not working out in your favor. Can we agree on that? Probably. Like, this ain't a good look for you. So men who have not been able to please women sexually often become bitter men. They become very bitter. So you hear men like that talking about how all bitches ain't shit, or a woman will leave you if you ain't got no money, or if you don't have this, or as soon as you stop doing this, that, and the third. Every time I hear a man talk like that, I be like, this nigga ain't got no dick power. He don't have no sexual power. He ain't got no power. Because men who please women don't talk like that. They just don't. I mean, real shit. They might talk like that on some disrespectful shit, but they don't. Most men, listen, man. Look. All right, fuck all that. Bottom line is, he may stop having sex for a long time because of his sexual frustrations. He's feeling and getting in touch with his ineptitude. Him being unable to please a woman. And maybe one of the reasons that he hasn't been able to please a woman in a while, because he can't get hard. He's softy. You know what I mean? He's trying to gummy worm the pussy. He's trying to gummy worm. Ain't nothing in life worse than trying to gummy worm the pussy. Like, all right, I ain't hard right now, but when I get up to the pussy, I'll be hard. All right, let me start taking off my clothes. That's virtual, y'all. So that's my virtual clothes right there. That's not me taking off necklaces and bracelets. That was simple. This is the pants. This is the shirt. This is the shoes. And this is your drawers. All right. So now you naked. Look at you. You naked. Gummy worm. You either hanging out limp, or you got the knob close to the body knob. But it ain't saying nothing. That knob close to the body be short. So you kind of looking like This shit kind of looking like a button. Looking a little like a button. Anyway, you trying to gummy worm, like you climb on top of it, and you figure by the time I climb on top of it, I'm good. You gummy worm. You over there gummy worming and just waiting. Like, look, it's going. It's about to break. Shit is about to happen. Gummy worm, you get the gummy worm, the gummy worm. And the thing about anyway. So sexual dysfunction or whatever you want to call it. I mean, I'm sorry, erectile dysfunction. For some reason, I want to say sexual dysfunction. And maybe I want to say sexual dysfunction because it's not always just a male problem. Women have sexual problems too. Not everybody got that super soaker snapper. Not every woman got that. One thing is for sure, for a woman to have that, she gotta have really good blood flow to going to her pussy in order for her to get that kind of wetness. So am I saying that women who have heart conditions don't get wet? I can't tell you that. What medical experts say is what they say. Carol Chamberlain, and I got this other scenario too. Carol Chamberlain says a couple married 30 years is going through that now. The wife is a good friend and she is trying everything. Prior to this, they had a healthy sex life. At least she says so. It's real shit, Carol. It's real shit. It's real shit. And they probably did have a healthy sex life. And when it's done, it's done. But there are symptoms leading up to when it's done. It don't just be done in a day. You know, it starts to get done, and then it ultimately becomes done. Make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Daily Gittimism Show. I'm your host, Sun752, aka Omar with the rrrr. And we are talking about preparing yourself for impotence and abstinence. So yeah, Carol. Yeah, if a man is going through something physically, he may not be able to achieve an erection. He may not be able to. In which case he's going to have to explore other options. And her compassion for her man and her understanding and willingness to cooperate, she may say, well, if I don't have sex no more, then it is what it is. But I'm not going to leave my man, and I'm not going to step out on my man. So the next time I have sex, it'll be with him. It ain't going to be with nobody else. You know, reach in the drawer, get Bob out, get one of them toys, whatever, and get busy. Maybe. And that's taken into consideration that she enjoys sex. Many women have been with a man who they don't enjoy having sex with. Y'all have heard the story. Maybe y'all have even experienced that. I know I've been with women who I didn't enjoy having sex with. It sucks, but it's a real thing. But like I said, as we get older, we middle aged, man. We got to start thinking about this shit. This is not something that I wanted to think about, and this is the reason I did this show. Because I'm like, a nigga like me ain't even trying to think. Like, man, fuck that. You have a hard time with me if I can. But it's a real thing. Now, what other things do you enjoy in life as much as having sex? As much as you do having sex? What things do you enjoy in your life as much as you enjoy having sex. This may not be something that you thought about before, but it may be something that you'll be forced to think about it one day. Maybe you like traveling. Now, before it might have been like, yeah, I love traveling, but I like traveling with my boo. And I like fucking whenever we get off the plane. As soon as we touch down and hit the, we be fucking in a rental car. But it's like, okay. But you like traveling though, right? Okay, yeah. You might need to book that trip to Dubai. You may have to book that trip to the Himalayas. You may have to book that trip down to Madagascar. You may have to book that trip to an exotic place that you've never been. You just never know. Maybe you like to sew. Maybe you like to ride motorcycles. Maybe you like to exercise. Maybe you like to cook. Huh? There may come a time in your life where you have to really think about what you enjoy doing as much as you enjoy getting done or doing. But it's something to think about. So Courageous Twa says, nothing comes close. You got it. You really got it. Chill. Yo. Survey says, chill. Okay. Carol, wait a minute. Uh-oh. Carol says her husband, was diagnosed with hypertension. And he seems to think the meds he takes have made the difference. I've heard that. I've heard that. Nina Ross, my young John. What's going on, man? How you doing? Good to see me some you. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that a lot of especially those antidepressant medications and shit. Some people be like, listen, I know I'm crazy as shit when I'm off them antidepressant meds, but I just need to go crazy for a few days, fuck, and then y'all can, I mean, gotta get my shit off, yo. Robbie Ming says, Taki, when I used to smoke weed in my younger days, it was an aphrodisiac for me. And it probably was. But you probably wasn't First of all, the weed of today ain't like the weed back in the day. The weed of today on some other shit. That shit don't even smell. I'm like, what the fuck is, what we doing? Couch Emily says, one of those wham bam, thank you, man. Okay. Cooking, shopping, working on hobbies. Yeah, you're going to have to, there may come a time in your life when you're going to have to reach deep down in your inside of yourself and find out what you like to do besides sex. You may have to find what else you really like to do, because it could be the case where you used to like to do these things and then you used to like to have sex after you got finished doing them or during the time that you did them. Like I like to go to amusement parks, but as soon as I used to get home from the amusement park, we used to come home and fuck. Or sometimes we would fuck in the amusement park, get thrown out of it, but it was worth it. And then we would fuck in the car. In the Great Adventure parking lot. It's a big lot. We parked all the way in the back. Who would have thought anybody was going to look? All right, so one of those things. But think about a scenario like this. Let's say if you are a younger woman dealing with an older man, you may really like him. You may be in love with him. And y'all may have had a great sex life. Like old head really be knocking it out the box. Let's say y'all have a 20-year age difference. So it might be sweet when you was 30 and he was 50. Y'all may have even had a child together. But then when you was 40, he was 60. You see where we going here? And then if he makes it to 70, which is all the Lord promised us, 70, 70 years. When you was 50, he was 70. This is when it starts to get a little ill. You 60, he's 80. Will he make it? You know how black men out here, you know, my dad made it to be 84. His dad lived to be older than that, about 93, 94. And the man he thought was his dad lived to be 88. Bottom line is, if you're an older man dealing with a younger woman, or you're a younger woman dealing with an older man, you have to consider that he may get to the point in life where he can't perform, and you're still young enough to want what you want. So you might be abstinent at a young age. You 55, he's 75. You still ready for war. And he's out. You're a wounded soldier, casualty of war. You're Purple Heart. Listen, he came home and put the flag over the cats. Listen. So he may be preparing you for abstinence before you even knew that you were being prepared, because you was in love with an older man. And it might not even have anything to do with him being being impotent. He could die. You know, what happens when the love of your life dies? And you wasn't the type that had a plan B. This could be a male, this could be a man or woman. You wasn't the type that had a plan B. You were overcome with grief. The one that you love, the one that you used to have sex with, the one that you enjoy your life with is gone. You ain't thinking about another man. You ain't thinking about another woman. Abstinent. Instant abstinence. We have a caller on the line. Yeah. We'll call it. It's time. Caller with the last numbers 4828. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. Thank you for holding. What's on your mind this evening? Of what this evening? Huh?
I said, no problem. Hi, how are you?
Man, I'm feeling like a real man should. You know, just,
okay.
I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm just doing it, you know? Just doing it. So, what you think about it?
I think it needs to be talked about. Just one of the last things you were mentioning was the couple with the large, the big age difference. I kind of feel like when you make the choice to do, and the age difference is.
Wait. I don't know what's going on. It sounds like your phone is breaking up a little bit. I don't know if you need to put a arm in the air, a leg down. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Is this better?
Would you changing the channel? You changing the channel on the phone?
This happened the other day when I called too. Okay, so is this better?
Yeah. You sound a lot clearer now.
Okay, I have my arm up in the air.
Okay, that's
what I was saying is that when you make the choice to be with someone and the age gap is that big, both of you have to think about preparing for abstinence. If you're in it for long term, that's something that should be considered. I've dated somebody who was 25 years older than me. And when I did that, it was definitely something that I considered. Like, he's not always going to be 52. You understand what I mean? So I think that's definitely something you need to consider. I think that anybody getting into any relationship, whether the age gap is large or whether it's, you guys are the same age, you have to ask yourselves what you have to offer somebody besides dick or pussy. Because at some point, all your body's going to start shutting down, section by section. And whenever somebody talks about things shutting down sexually, they always refer to the guy. Nobody, it's like us women, the things that we go through is kind of like on the hush hush. We'll talk about it amongst each other, but just out in, like, socially, no, it's not talked about as widely as impotence is for men. And the truth is that women during their lives go through several hormonal changes. And when you get to the point, when you get to a certain age, when you're older, those hormonal changes not only affect your body, but also your mindset, which then also affects you sexually. So it affects you sexually because it's affecting you mentally and emotionally. And you're still trying to deal with, okay, well, I'm not as wet as I used to be. Or not even, maybe you are wet, right? But you don't have the desire. I know that sounds weird, but there are people who have that issue, or women who have that issue. You really don't feel like doing it. I don't know this from experience. I just know from from conversations.
Yeah.
And so, what do you have left? Like you said, you have to pick up a hobby, not just for yourself. Well, I always preach picking up a hobby for yourself first. But then if you're part of a couple, find things that you like to do together so that when shit shuts down, you have, you know what? Hey, let's enjoy our time together this way.
It's real shit, though. And like I said, man, I realize what a tough topic this is for a lot of people. And that's whether you've experienced this or not, because this is a lot of people's reality, whether it's present or on the horizon, in the future. And it's not something, listen, you're not going to jinx yourself by talking about this. You already know if you experience, you gotta chill. If you're already experiencing risk factors that may influence the onset of erectile dysfunction or sexual dysfunction. One thing is for sure, whether you have been enjoying yourself sexually or not. And you also know if whoever you've been having sex with is able to perform or not. These are not anything that you have to guess about. But when you start taking your own health taking your own health into consideration and your lifestyle into consideration, and you start counting up the costs, just like you would be able to see the writing on the wall with a lot of other things, you'll see the writing on the wall with this too. The question is, what are you going to do about it? What moves are you going to make?
Are you asking me?
No. I was, kind of, that was just a rhetorical question. It was a general question, just putting it out there.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it's real shit. But yeah.
It's something that I've thought about because, I am, soon I'll be, somewhat soon, I'll be in a certain age bracket. And that means that anybody who I'm interested in dating is going to be in that age bracket as well or older. Um, and it's something I watched my mother after my mother's a widow, and I watched what she was going through as she was dating, and I'm like, wow, well, it's hard out there when you're a certain age and you're trying to date because you still, if you are the person in the relationship, whether you're male or female, who still has a healthy sex drive, and you meet this wonderful person, but their sex drive is not on point. Everything else is on point, but because of their age or in health, um, hormonal balance, they're not as interested in that portion of a relationship as you. It can be hard, and so that made me think, and that made me say, okay, your pool, the pool of people that you're going to be in, you know, this is what you're going to have to deal with. What are you going to do? And like I said, I'm prepared to be like, all right, you want a bungee jump? Hey, you want to start our own personal book club or something? You know, I don't know, but just find something for us to do besides that. And when it does pop off, let's get it popping. You know, when it does happen, let's make the best of it. Otherwise, like if I'm looking for a companion, I have a healthy sex drive, so you know if I find somebody who can bang it out until neither one of us wants it anymore, then that's great. But overall, I'm looking for a companion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is one of the things that people don't think about, you know, until they're forced to think about it. You know, especially if it's a situation that goes on for an extended period of time, like not being able to get hard or wet one night, 2 nights, whatever, a week, let's say. That might not be such a big deal in the grand scheme of things. But when you start thinking about like the foundation being laid to whereas you're never going to be the same as you were before or as good as you were before, it can start to take a toll on your psyche. It can start to take a toll on your ability to think logically or even rationally about what you're going to do. But you know, there are probably a lot of things that you like to do as much as you like to have sex, if you like to have sex. But why do we wait until that situation presents itself that we can't have sex to start thinking about what we enjoy besides having sex? You know, like most things that people enjoy, they do a lot. And the word enjoy is a big word. You know, there's a difference between liking something and enjoying something. You know, when you enjoy something, like that's you. This is what you do. It's a definition of your lifestyle or of your activity in and of itself. When you like something, it's like, yeah, it's all right, but it ain't for me, but I like it. You know, like, yeah, that ain't my thing. When you enjoy something, you are an active participant. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I like Tyler Perry movies.
That you look forward to.
Yeah, I like Tyler Perry movies. Oh, I like Tyler Perry, but I ain't gonna go see none of those movies. But when you enjoy his movies, it's like, wait a minute. Yeah, you went and seen them shits. You actually waiting for the next terrible flick to come out. You know what I'm saying? So there's a deep level of liking something or deriving pleasure from something when you enjoy it. So when you think about the things in life that you enjoy, like maybe I like a long drive, but maybe I really enjoy being on a boat, rowing, or just sailing. Like I enjoy that shit. Like this is something else. You know, like you might like fishing, but you may not enjoy fishing. So yeah, you'll go on a fishing trip, but you just going to hang out on the boat. You know what I'm saying? With other people fishing. Might fish a little bit, like, all right, let me throw the pole in the water, see what happens. But when you enjoy fishing, like you getting into this shit, like, yo, I'm catching me a fish today. I'm gonna cast my line way out there. You know, that's how it be when you in a fishing boat. You be trying to cast your line where you think nobody else gonna cast theirs, so you can you increase your chances of catching a fish. Like, this is what happens when you don't know how fish think. You're trying to catch a fish on some exclusive shit, like, yo, ain't nothing else around here except for the jaw. All right, let me. Oh shit! But anyway, but yeah. So yeah, think of when you think about the things in life that you really enjoy, then you'll probably start to be on the road to finding yourself. And this may not be an option for you later on. It may be a requirement. When one thing, you know how they say when one sense is taken away from you, then it makes the other senses stronger. Well, maybe your sexual organ is not a sense, but I think it is. I know I added into my 5. So it's like hearing, sight.
I can see better.
I'm just saying, smell it, hear, sight, smell it, touch. It go with touch. But you know, like, yeah. So it's, wait a minute. Seeing, hearing, smelling, touching, and fucking. That's the 5, right? The 5 senses. Oh, they said one of them was tasting. That's fucking too. So yeah. So, anyway, bottom line. It fit into.
That's why it's important.
It's one of the 5.
That's why it's important for us to talk about this to our cousins, our children, once they reach a certain age, so that they can start thinking about this thing that's good, because it comes faster than you think. You know, you're 26 one day, and you're doing whatever you're doing, and then all of a sudden you look up and you're 40 or 42, and your body is changing. You can't even eat the same things you used to eat, just out of nowhere. It happens. You know, things like that. So it's important for us to talk to each other about this. As far in advance as is comfortable. Mm-hmm. You know, because a lot of people get blindsided when it starts to happen, when the decline starts to happen, and then it affects them so severely, like emotionally and mentally. And that's why you have so many people who are depressed, because they don't know how to handle it. And then they are embarrassed about it. Just so many things.
Mm-hmm. It's like I said, it's a deep thing. Like, most people don't want to have these conversations, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have it, because it's really not being able to have sex is not the end of the world, but it is the end of a lifestyle for you. So it could be the end of a world for some people. Like, if you have if you have an addiction to sex and you can't have sex anymore, it's going to be pretty devastating for you. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to address something that. Hold on, I wanted to address something that's in the chat. People were asking, what's the difference between celibacy and abstinence? Abstinence is when you're just not having sex. You are able to have sex, and you plan to have sex one day, but you're not having sex right now. Celibacy, but you still masturbate. You may not be having sex with a person, But you know what I mean, you gotta, you have a drawer full of toys, or you go over there and what they say, rub one out. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry.
I've always said that women rub one out and men pull one off. So you go pull it off.
That's so aggressive.
I'm just saying, because people saying, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna rub one out with both of them." I'm like, nah. We can't be doing the same thing. You rub, we'll pull. So when I'm just giving y'all my expert medical advice. So anyway, when you're celibate, you don't have sex, you don't masturbate, you don't do nothing that may spark up any feelings of sex. Like you want some old. You're sort of like a nun, except for nuns have sex. When any of y'all who went to Catholic school, y'all saw it. Listen, bottom line is celibacy is when you not only they going to hell with the souls of those aborted babies, those illegally aborted babies out in the back of the monastery. You know what I mean? Fuck out of here. Anyway, yeah, when you're celibate, you're not only not having sex, you're not engaged in any type of sexual activity whatsoever. When you're abstinent, you just are not having sex with a person. You might be doing you all the time. Every day it rains.
Did you look that up before the show? The difference between the two?
I looked it up years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. I looked it up years ago. Personally, I don't support either one, but it is what it is. So, I know in the Bible it says you gotta do what you gotta do, homie.
Is that what it says?
That's what the whole. Huh?
I was going to say, I don't think that abstinence, the choice of abstinence or celibacy, is a decision that needs the support of anyone else. It's a personal decision.
Oh, I thought you was going to talk about my spiritual guidance. You know what I mean? I was about to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Because
I looked it up while you were talking, and it came right up in Google. It's the first thing that popped up.
What was the first thing?
You were right. The quote from the Bible about you doing you, homie.
Oh yeah. I mean, won't he do it? My guy, my guy said, "Listen, you ain't got to do this. The world got to get populated, but every pop ain't a populate." You know what I'm saying? You guys, said all lightning don't tear shit up. So, I mean, so anyway, I mean, the shit is rare. The shit is very rare.
It really is.
It
really
people
is.
Out here have sexual issues. Oh, let me ask you this: Have you ever known a man that has expressed his sexual frustrations? Like, have you ever known a man who didn't like to have sex?
No.
Okay.
No. Well, you know what? That's not true. I've known. I'm really thinking about it. I know that I know one. I know two men. None of these people I've dated, but I've known two men who had low sex drives even when we were younger. Like it just wasn't their thing. And they weren't drug users. They weren't heavy drinkers. One of them smoked weed, but not very often. They just didn't have the desire, and I wonder sometimes if it was something, if it was like a PTSD situation, or whether or not maybe there was just something in their makeup that caused them not to have a high sex drive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've known men that I suspected probably had some issues related to sex, like in that. I'm not saying that they didn't enjoy it, but I'm kind of saying that they probably didn't enjoy it as much as the stereotypical male probably enjoys sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've known men who went months and months without having sex and didn't complain. To me, that kind of says that they can live with it, they can live without it. And to me, that signals some things about a man. Like I said, not every man is able to please a woman. And for a man who wants to please a woman who can't please a woman, it can be very demoralizing for him. Very, very demoralizing. So he may not have the same type of issues that a woman may have, where she may tie her sexual activity directly to her heart or to her emotional activity. But he may become emotional negatively about his inability to be able to perform. So he may have just acted like he didn't really like to have sex.
Mm-hmm.
It could have all been an act. But then again, it wasn't an act, because every time he had sex, it didn't go right. And maybe he had even been teased a time or two. One thing about a man who has been teased about either his dick or his sexual prowess or whatever, they be some bitter motherfuckers, man. They be the biggest woman haters out there. Like, yo, I'm like, yeah, it's a bad look. It's a very bad look. Yeah, and they might say some shit like to throw you off the trail, throw you off the scent, like, man, stink ass bitch, I would just fuck her and leave her. What he's really saying is, I wouldn't have no other choice, because after I fuck her, she gonna be out.
Sorry.
So I'm gonna be out first. Like, this nigga gummy worming. He already complaining. I ain't like this shit anyway. Listen, I was slated to chill tonight. I'm chilling. All right, we gotta get on up out of here. But listen, I want to thank you for coming through, and I really want to thank you for your commentary. I know that some of this subject matter can be a little ill, but I thank you for being such a great sport.
You're welcome. I hope I was able to add something to the conversation. As always, great show.
Thank you. Without you, this would have been nothing. Nothing! Appreciate it.
Goodbye.
All right. All right, y'all. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious August 11th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special, because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box, my girl, going all the way back to the 1985. This is my homie right here, turning 50 years old, because she's a 1971. Yeah, still young and fabulous and still fun. Tara Bligent. Yay! Tab Bligent. And also Kimber Knight, turning 55 years old today. And Betty Coates, turning 48 years. Hold on. Yeah, 48 years old today. And comedian Home Alone turning 42 years old today. I never really realized I was that much older than him. And Pretty Nicole Greer. By the way, Home Alone is a cancer survivor. You do the damn thing, boy. Turning 28 years old today, Pretty Nicole Greer. And also Portia Zeria. Portia Zeria. Happy birthday to you. And my girl, go get her, my girl, Angela Lioness Jackson. Y'all know Angela Lioness Jackson is a big, giant supporter of the Daily Go-Getimism and the Urban Therapy with Sun Show movement. All right. And Angelique Burbage Stevenson. Angela Burbage Stevenson turning 33 years old today. And my girl, Quan Siegel. Quan Siegel. Happy birthday to you, Quan. And my girl, Nichelle Jamani, who I've known since all the way back to the 1982. Yeah, me down with you. And last but not least, my girl, I said the last but not least, my girl, Olivia Davis. Olivia, where's your will? Lost and turned out, don't let him buy you no Seville. Happy birthday to you, Olivia. She used to own Music Box Records over there at 28th in Gerard. That was my music store. That was my record store back in the day, in the 2000s. I want to say happy birthday to all of you and anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious August 11th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. I rock out.
90
rock on it, do
seconds.
the damn, rock out. Rock on it, do the damn, rock out. Rock on it, do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, man, sexual dysfunction, erectile dysfunction, impotence,
60 seconds.
low libido, all that shit is serious shit. Especially if you're the type of person who really likes to have sex or likes to enjoy sex. You know, it's a hurting thing. And it can be devastating to a person's psyche. But more than likely, by the time it happens, you've already had your psyche damaged. That's not to say that this isn't a serious matter, because it is. All I'm saying, all I'm saying, yo, 1, 2, yeah, all I'm saying is that make sure that you take care of your body. Make sure that you safeguard your health. And more than anything else, think about the things that you like to do in life, the things that add to your life, the things that really add life to your life, the things that actually make you feel
10
like
seconds.
this life is worth living, and this world is worth living in, and the things that will motivate you to do better and be better, have better, make better, allow better, accept better, take better, give better. There are more things in life that are better than sex. Try not to wait until you are forced to make that decision before you discover those things. Just get out there and do something you like. Find something out there that you like. But for the time being, do it while you fucking. I want to thank my peoples for coming on through, my peoples. Yeah, you know how we do, yo. For my day ones, my everydays and brand news, you know that is true. The way I feel about you, I love you to death. Resuscitation, love you back to life. Everything is gonna be all right. We did this thing on hump day night, and I holler back at y'all. Make sure that y'all share the show if you haven't shared the show. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Make sure that you hit that like button, hit that, get that. So my blog talkers, and I will be, I think I'm gonna do a show tomorrow. We're gonna see how it happens. Nonetheless, make sure y'all give me a shout out tomorrow. You know what I mean? Hook a brother up for his 51st. One love, y'all. So my blog talkers, you're out of here. I get
Thank
back
you for
there.
using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
And for my Instagrammers, Fire Slammer Jammer, thanks for letting me come through and spit that grammar. Peace. All right. And for my YouTubers, you know just what the doobers. I holler back at y'all. Y'all had the greatest night ever.